Yo, welcome to the lab. It is your boy, Rick Kamla, and this is my WNBA pod. We call it the SportsEthos WNBA Today with Rick Kamla. Hope you all are fantastic. Thank you so much for diving in here. And let's talk WNBA. We start every show. It's kind of a weekly wrap-up type of thing. The top three from the previous week in fantasy in WNBA ball, and the bottom three in the previous week in WNBA ball. Best thing going on in the WNBA. There's a lot of great things. You got Vegas's winning streak. Napheesa Collier is back. But I gotta give a shout out to the New York Liberty because Breanna Stewart is back, and she was out for a long, long time. And Breanna Stewart missed a game. She also came back yesterday. Stewart had 19 points as New York held off Connecticut to get an 81-79 victory Monday night. She missed 13 games, Breanna Stewart did. Breanna Stewart missed one, but she is back. Stewart played just over 20 minutes. She was on a minutes restriction in this game. She said, I felt great. I think that I was trying to get coach to let me play more minutes. I wanted to push it when I was out there. It was great to be back with the team. New York started, guys, 9-0. Remember, them and the Liberty were undefeated to start. And then the injuries started to hit the Liberty, Jonquel Jones, then Stewie. Sabs had a very healthy season. Phoebus left for the European deal. And so 9-0 to start, 13-15 since then. Think about that. The Liberty are sub 500 in their last 28 games. That's crazy, right? 9-0 before that. That's a true indication of who they are and who this team is. Of course, they're the defending champs. They have fortified with Emma Meesseman, and now they're at full strength. WNBA gods, can we leave it this way? Can we, I don't want anybody else getting hurt on this team. I don't want anybody else getting hurt on any team. But after the year the WNBA has had, with the Caitlin Clark disappointment and the labor thing coming up with the CBA talks, and they can't come, like there's some stuff going on here, like the WNBA needs, like a banner playoff to me, because the regular season, I mean, think about it, like a lot of these Lynx Liberty matchups, which is the best matchup in the WNBA, none of the stars play because they're hurt. And I'm not blaming anybody for that. It's just kind of coincidence, but it's a buzzkill, right? There's kind of like, and there's a lot of great basketball too, and there's great storylines, and I'm going to get into a lot of them. But and we do focus on the good here, but then there's these little ripples of discontent that I have, and I think a lot of other people have. So let's keep the New York Liberty healthy. Obviously, you know who I'm picking to win and have all year, the Minnesota Lynx. I think it's their year. PHE is having that SGA year, and her team is having that OKC year. They just look like it's their year. They're on a mission. I've been saying that all year. So welcome back to the WNBA, Breanna Stewart, one of the true goats of women's basketball. I mean, she's up there with Nancy Lieberman and Cheryl Miller and Cynthia Cooper. She's up there with all the greats. She's that freaking good, man. Her resume is ridiculous. So this was the debut of Stewie and Emma Meesseman. And so think about that. And they have Jonquel Jones as well. And you have Breanna Stewart. You've got the defensive dog and just the high-octane player and Natasha Cloud. They're so good. The New York Liberty are so good. But, and I'll make this point later, Minnesota may not have like the future Hall of Fame star, but I mean, they go deeper than New York. And I think that's gonna really help them. So number two in my top three from last week in the WNBA, Napheesa Collier, let's go, got back to work with 32. On Sunday, she returned from an ankle sprain that kept her out for 3 weeks. She shot 11 of 16. Her efficiency is ridiculous. She had 9 rebounds. Lynx beat the Fever 97-84. So PHE is back. Couple things here. She just locked up MVP. There's, 7 games left, something like that. Like 2+ weeks left, in WNBA fantasy leagues. I'm in 4 championship games out of my 7 leagues. How did the other 3 not make it? Caitlin and Enrique. Sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry, right? It's those were bad picks, but they were supposed to be great picks. I mean, everybody loved both of them coming into the season. It is what it is. Last year in the NFL, Christian McCaffrey had a lightning bolt thrown down on him. It happens. So Collier back now, is she got the MVP. Like if she was going to miss some, like 3 weeks is 3 weeks. She missed 7 games. Okay. That's not going to derail her in this year from winning WNBA MVP. Alyssa Thomas isn't going to come get it from her. Now, PHEE, stay healthy and it's yours. That MVP award is yours. And remember, I think they said at least 2 weeks. I said it would be about a month, and it was actually 3 weeks. So that math all works. But I love that she's back because I don't want there to be intrigue for MVP. I think she's earned this. She's been on an ascent and on a career path and track to get here. And like you think about that MVP that Embiid lost, right? He had it and then got hurt and just died, right? Blew a tire, didn't hit the games thing and the whole thing. But that was his award. Got hurt and then that award just slipped through his hands. That sucks. It really does. So I didn't want that to happen to PHEE, and it's not going to happen. With her coming back, I would say in a timely fashion. This is the point I wanted to make about depth. Minnesota has the best 9 in the WNBA. And you think about the creme de la creme of the NBA last year. Cleveland in the regular season, phenomenally deep. And I know they didn't go far in the playoffs. But then you had OKC winning it, and you had Indiana losing it, okay? Those last year were the top 3 depth teams in the NBA. And there's no coincidence that Cleveland was an elite team, and then the other 2 teams were in the NBA Finals. You got to have depth because when New York goes to players 6, 7, and 8, Minnesota's going to kill them. That Minnesota's going to go on runs, okay? Timeout Brondello. I'm telling you right now. And when you look at like Minnesota's big threes, Courtney Williams, McBride, and PHEE, okay? So you got, 3 All-Stars. What's wrong with my pen? Okay, C-Dub, you got Collier, and you've got McBride. The big 3 for New York is STEWIE, might be Mount Rushmore all the time, Sab, okay, hello, and Jonquel. Okay, all 3 are future Hall of Famers. No question about it. Is McBride a future Hall of Famer? I don't know. Is Courtney Williams a future Hall of Famer? Probably not, right? PHEE is. So they got 3 future Hall of Famers to 1 and some maybes for Minnesota. All right, that is an advantage for New York. However, Courtney Williams this year is playing like a Hall of Famer. I'm not saying overall this year she is. I mean, could not be playing any better. McBride is one. I don't know what the comparison is. So I'm not going to make a comparison. McBride is a top 5 3-point shooter in the WNBA. She's a top 5 3-point shooter in the women's game on planet Earth. Okay. Phenomenal player. But when you go to players 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, bam, that's where Minnesota has the advantage. And it's not like Minnesota's getting killed by Stewie, Sab, and Jonquel versus Williams, Collier, and McBride. They're not getting killed. There's just more bigger names and like more, well, I don't mean to be sarcastic about that, but bigger names and like just a little bit more star power and firepower on the New York side, top 3, okay? Rest of the team, not so much. Check this out. Natisha Heidman up for 6th Woman of the Year. Klondakova's been good, had some good games. I mean, Dejanay Carrington is a starter and an all-star level player coming off of the Minnesota bench, right? It's a ridiculous situation. Jessica Shepard, who anytime PHEE has been out this year, has just gone off. Jessica Shepard averaged 12 points and 10 rebounds through August. We're deep into August, and those were the non-PHEE games, right? She stacked 5 double-doubles over 8 games. Jessica Shepard did this. Okay, that's starter stuff. And she may be a starting caliber player who is, currently coming off of the Minnesota bench on a badass team. Think about that. That's 9 deep. You can't play that game with New York. And you think about Alana Smith. I love Alana Smith. She does everything. She threes, she blocks, she steals, she rebounds. I told you PHEE was going to go out and she was going to have some spike games. She did. Carlton's a driller from the outside, like the Klay Thompson of their team. Not to that level, but the catch and shoot player. Okay, let's balance it out. Maybe the corner, PJ Tucker out of the corner. All right, well, let's balance that thing out. But she's a fantastic shooter. So I wanted to make that depth point on Minnesota. It is the WNBA Today, SportsEthos WNBA Today with Rick Kamla. How y'all doing? Thank you for joining the show. And so I have exhibit 37 for why the Minnesota Lynx, it's their year. Okay. They went 5-2 in the 7 games without Napheesa Collier. And do you remember what we were talking about a moment ago with the New York Liberty without STEWIE and without John Quell? They were sub 500, correct? You guys remember? Class, you remember? Minnesota 5-2 in this 7-game stretch without Napheesa Collier. Many of those games against the New York Liberty, okay? Think about this. Minnesota did better without Collier than the Liberty did without STEWIE. That should tell you something, okay? And we're going to get to the Liberty's victory over the Lynx this past week in a minute, Liberty fans. I got you. I don't hate your team. I don't. But I think that's important. And it echoes and amplifies the point I just made about depth. Minnesota fared better without PHEE than New York did without either John Quell or STEWIE. I think that's important. Keep that in mind. If you out there, and it's fine, it's okay. If you think the Liberty are winning this championship and going back to back, and if you think the Liberty are winning 3 in a row, cool. I'm not mad at you. It's totally possible. It would not surprise me if New York beat Minnesota in the finals this year. Let me take that back. I got to change the words. It would surprise me. It would not shock me, okay? Because it's totally realistic. It would surprise me, though. After what I've seen in ball in the WNBA this year, it would surprise me. So I'm going to change that word. You know what's good? The league is getting healthy. You're like, no, it's not. The best player is still out, Cam. What's up? I mean, it's a joke. But, I mean, it kind of is getting healthy. PHEE's back. Sab's back. STEWIE's back. That's cool. I like that. There's that. I mean, the Fever. They have 3 other people out for the season, 3 guards out for the season. Caitlin never played. Like, what is happening in Indiana? It's crazy. They're living under a dark cloud this year, yo. Under a dark cloud. A little bit of Courtney Williams history here. Point guard of the Minnesota Lynx. And again, I love this stat. I talk hoops through this stat out. We love you. This is another one of those stats where I'm like, oh my God, I cannot believe that this stat is real. Okay. But it wasn't AI generated. It was I talk hoops generated. So I believe it. AI and me got issues right now. Not Allen Iverson. I love Allen Iverson. I had an Iverson story, but I won't get into it. Maybe, forget it. So Courtney Williams became the fifth player in WNBA history to record multiple 10 assist, 0 turnover games in a season. I'm going to say it again. The 5th player in WNBA history to record multiple, as in it could have been just 2, 10 assist, 0 turnover games in a single season. She joins, of course, Courtney Vandersloot, of course, Sue Bird, of course, Tisha Penicheiro, and Veronica Burton, who is a breakout player this year. I just thought about something. Most improved player between Burton and Gabby. I think it's Gabby, but Burton's been amazing. And if she wins MIP, I can't be mad at that. Veronica Burton's been phenomenal for GSV. Surprised she's on that list. But check that out. You've got 2 current players. Well, Sloot's a current player, but she's out right now with the injury. And then all time, you've got Sloot, Bird, and Penicheiro. So that should tell you something. Again, this is the greatest stat era. This right here is the greatest stat season. Well, I'll say last year and this year. because of what Wilson did and what Thomas has done and what Clark did last year. I'll say these last 2 years it's the greatest stat era in the WNBA, and it's not even close. Not even close. This stat right here. I mean, Courtney Williams is now on this list with Sloot, a GOAT, Bird, a GOAT, Tisha, a GOAT, and Veronica Bird. Okay. I love Courtney Williams, but that just lets you know that's a wild statistic. And we're talking about two or more 10 assists, 0 turnover games in a single season, and only 5 ladies have ever done that. It's crazy. Guys, go to your app store and get the SportsEthos app. It will keep you up to date on the NBA, Major League Baseball, and the NFL. Constant blurbs, totally voluminous. We got everything for you, man. We got blurbs on players you've never heard of. You're like, dude, no clue. Some practice squad guy for the Chargers got cut. They're on it over there, okay? So check it out. Is my phone. I hate it when I get a call during the podcast, right? Because then, you're, it's so freaking annoying. You know what? I'm turning my phone off right now. A spam call from Houston, like so random, right? So annoying. Hi, I'm Rick Kamla. This is my WNBA pod. It is, guys, the SportsEthos WNBA Today with Rick Kamla. Number 3 from the last week in the WNBA. Slide to power off. Goodbye. Nneka Ogwumike, one of my faves, hits a buzzer beater for the Storm in a regular season playoff game. I'll explain that in a minute. Huge game. Storm in a tie game with the Mystics on Sunday night. Nneka Ogwumike delivers a jumper from just inside the free throw line. 84-82. We win, you lose, you suck, we rock. Okay. A career high 6 3 bombs in this game from Nneka. She hit 30 plus for the second time this year. Gigantic win. And I mean, for Seattle, they've had so many heartbreaking 1-point loss, 3-point loss, all these close games, right? It's just but they've hung in there. I've been on here. Do they need to make a coaching change? I mean, you got Caliente on that roster, bro. Lots of talent on that roster. Bro, you got Magbagor, you got Ogwumike, you got Malonga, you got Gabby Williams, you got Erica Wheeler, you got Brittany Sykes, you have Skylar Diggins. Come on. How is that not a top 4 team? Let's go, dude. I'm not a Storm fan. I'm neutral on the team, right? I mean, let's go. And I'm not saying that to the players. I'm not. Nneka's having a great year. Malonga's killing it now that she's playing. Skylar Diggins is Skylar Diggins. Phenomenal player. Having a phenomenal year. Gabby Williams is doing historic stuff with the steals in defense. She might win Defensive Player of the Year this year. How is this team? Hold on a second. Bing! The epiphany light just went on with your boy Cam. Bing! When you are consistently losing close game after close game after close game after close game, that's coaching, because they don't have players that aren't clutch like a Paul George or a James Harden. That's not it. It's coaching. Okay. You in any sport. Let's just focus on the sports I know. Basketball, football, baseball. Okay. In football, especially in the NFL. All right. The margins are so narrow. Most of the games come down to a final drive. Okay. It's just they're thrilling and so then it comes down to coaching. Obviously, players got to execute, but the coaches have to call timeouts at the right spot. They got to call the right plays. They got to have the right defense out there. It's a huge mind game, chess game. Okay. That's where coaches really become super important in the NFL. In basketball, it's late game situations. You're out of timeout stuff. Okay. It's critical. Some coaches have the dope shit. Okay. When they come out of that timeout and it's like, wow, what a play design. My God, bravo, tip your hat. They win. And you go to and then you've got like Hubie Brown or somebody like drawing up, oh, and this is just such a beautiful play design. And they've got the back cut and the down screen and blah, 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 blah. Right. You got it to the middle, you swung to the corner, you got the defense over here, and then you swung it back. That's what you want to do. You want to swing the defense like this and just create that little and so like coaches create those opportunities. They do. And then the players got to go out and execute. And so, and in baseball, it's about, when you pull the pitcher out, how long you leave the pitcher in, who do you pinch hit with, all the maneuvering with that. Okay. And that's managerial stuff. That's coaching stuff. Because the coach will sit there the manager will sit there for 6 innings with his arms crossed. Just watching baseball. Okay. The starter's rolling. I don't need to pull him out. I mean, my lineup's out. I don't need to make a lineup change. You're just chilling. Might as well have some sunflower seeds in a Gatorade. I don't know. But then 7, 8, 9 innings, right? The end of the game, they got to really do their thing. So the coach of the Seattle Storm obviously isn't calling the right plays. Obviously is not putting herself, because you've got to be that little edge, that little difference, right? Okay, the players are out there and it's their game and they're determining who wins and loses the game. And you're steering, right? Counseling, coaching, just trying to be that extra, that pushes them where they need to go. And the Seattle coach is not doing that. She's not, okay? Nate Tibbetts is doing that down in Phoenix. He is. The Atlanta Dream coach is doing it, okay? Just that little extra nudge, that push, okay? Coach Cole Clueless down in Dallas, who hopefully gets, let go at the end of this year. That guy's, think about him at the end of games. He's got players like looking at their teammates like they're like this guy right here, right? I mean, give me a break, right? Okay. So when we leave the huddle, we'll just call our own play, right? Yeah. All right. Our own shit on 3. Break. It's that kind of thing. So big game in the standings, right? Like I said. And actually with last night's games, let me just go to this. I had some notes written down, but let me go to the standings here. So this game between Seattle and Washington, right? It moves Seattle, who's all of a sudden won 3 straight games. After they were just dreadfully horrible, we're losing all those close games, and now they've won 3 games in a row. And Seattle's looking kind of dangerous, y'all. Like I just gave you like the player rundown, and I know you're out there like, damn, dude, that's a lot of talent. I was kind of sleeping on them, right? Wake up. They're right behind guys, the New York Liberty. I mean, they're 3 games behind overall, so they're not going to catch them. But New York is in 5th place. Seattle is in 6th place. Okay. So there's kind of a big 5 and then a separation. And then you got kind of the teams on the bubble, right? Vying for the 7th and 8th spots. I think Seattle is the way they're playing right now. Like they're a playoff team. I think they're going to continue to get a little bit better here in the standings. And I don't think they're going to rise above 6, but I think they're going to be right there at 6. So that win over Washington was huge. Now for Washington, they're currently in 10th place and they're kind of dying right now. These are kind of like last breaths for Washington right now. They've lost 4 in a row. They're 3-7 in their last 10 games. I told you that I didn't like the Sykes trade and I didn't like the Edwards trade because they weren't talent grabs. They were future draft pick acquisition type of moves, kind of tanky. We want to put Arief in and Citron totally up to bat here, which again, I understand what you're trying to do. I just would not rock that way. Because Washington was like at 8 or at 7, they make these moves and now they dip. Okay. So they're prepping, they're tanking again, kind of. And they're still trying to win. But when the organization makes a move like that, they just kind of, the deficiency in talent leads to losses. Boom. That's exactly what's happening right now. And so now Washington is, you've got 3 dreadful teams, Dallas, Chicago, and Connecticut. And then Washington is that next team. Okay, because of those moves. They'd be right at 500, I believe, if they did not make those moves. But that's their decision. So they're done. And this loss to Seattle, okay, heartbreaking, right? Buzzer beater by Nneka. That was season over for Washington. Bloop. The TV screen where the line just goes across and it fades to black. That's it. Fade to black. Movie over. Roll credits. The end. Okay, for Washington. They're 16-22. And I love their young core. I'm not mad at them, okay? But they're done. All right, so now the race for 8. You've got the Golden State Valkyries, 19-18. They're in 7th place. You got Indiana at 19-18. They're in 8th place, okay? And by the way, they're dropping like a rock, too. They've lost 2 in a row, 4-6 in their last 10 games. And then you've got the Los Angeles Sparks. They're 17-18, and they are 6-4 in their last 10 games. So, Caitlin, and I'll make this point in greater detail in just a minute. Caitlin Clark ain't playing again this year, okay? And I'll make this point again in a minute. You don't have Sophie Cunningham. You lost the 2 other guards, Ari McDonald and Sid Colson, okay? you're dead. You're done. This ain't going to work. Lexi Hall ain't getting this done, okay? I love Aaliyah Boston. She ain't getting this done. Natasha Howard ain't getting this done, okay? So, Indiana, bye. Bye. Tired of reading about them? I'm not tired of talking about them. I'm not, because I talking about Caitlin fires me up. It both like makes me happy and fires me up. I love Caitlin, but obviously we've got this double-edged thing this year with all the missed games. But so Fever, bye-bye. The LA Sparks guys, they're that team. They're that sexy team right now. I'm telling you, bro, they got to get to 8 or 7. They could get up above GSV. Let me see. Hold on. I haven't looked this up. Let me go to Sparks schedule here. I want to see if they play GSV the rest of the year, because or the Fever. Let's see here. They have a lot of games left. They play Phoenix, Indiana. Okay, that's big. For the LA Sparks, they have a game against Indiana. They do not play GSV. They don't play GSV. Again, that's kind of a buzzkill for them. They play Seattle, although, like I said, I think Seattle's lifting. They have Atlanta a couple times. They got Phoenix, Las Vegas, Seattle. Ooh. This could be problematic for KAM'S side team, the LA Sparks. It's a fucking gauntlet, dude. Phoenix, elite team. Indiana, that's a must-win game for the Sparks right there. You got to win that one, because obviously you got to get up above Indiana. That's a monstrous game for them. Come on. It's a home game for the Sparks. Come on, Sparks. Win that game, baby. It's Friday night on Ion. You got a game against Washington at home game. That should be an easy win for the Sparks right now. But then you go at Seattle, at Atlanta. Wow, a double dip in Atlanta? Are you serious? Hey, Kelsey, ladies, don't fall prey to the Buckhead flu, yo. Don't do it. You got to win games right now, yo. Don't go out kicking until 5 a.m. in Atlanta like I would. Don't do that. Well, maybe do that, but find a way to win those games. I mean, it's at Atlanta. Atlanta's like second in the league, dude. So go out, but get back home by about 2. Can we meet in the middle here? I mean, I'm putting a party curfew on the LA Sparks. I'm not saying you can't go party. It's a party curfew. Can you just be home, back to the hotel by 2 a.m.? That's all I ask. And you know what? The head coach of the LA Sparks needs to cancel shoot-around both of those days. I would. Look, we're going to have an afternoon shoot-around. I'm changing the whole thing. We're having an afternoon shoot-around, okay? Because I know my team. I know these ladies. I'm having fun here, but I mean, who doesn't want to go out and have a couple drinks in Atlanta, right? That's all. But like, I'm putting a 2 a.m. curfew on this thing. None of this 5 a.m. stuff. And I want the coach of the LA Sparks cancel the morning shoot-arounds, okay? So they can go out and kick it if they want till 2 a.m. Come back, sleep, get up, right? Have a little brunch around 11 or noon, and then let's go. Let's have a shoot-around. And I don't know. You can take a nap after that if you want again, but you're not going to need to take a nap because I canceled morning shoot-around. I mean, I'm a warm, fuzzy coach here, okay? And I have, I think, a very liberal, very inclusive, very friendly 2 a.m. party curfew. I think I'm really onto something here. I am. Cancel the morning shoot around, and we're going till 2 a.m. But the unsi got to stop at 2 a.m. Okay, no more unsi. You got to get back and get your rest. Okay, you're at Atlanta. Do you ladies want to make the playoffs or not? You got to focus out there. All right, so I'm fired up about the LA Sparks, man. So quickly on Malonga. Okay, Dominique Malonga. Very high pick in the draft. Second overall? I think she was second overall. I forget right now. I think she was second overall. Anyway, didn't play. She's rolling now. She's coming off the bench. She had a bench game this week against Washington. 17-10, 4 steals, and a block combined. 4 defensive stats. And she's been absolutely amazing. Guys, go to SportsEthos.com. Get our fantasy pass. We have a fantasy football draft guide out there right now. It's fantasy football draft season. It is August 26th. Preseason's over. In a week and a half or whatever, we will have NFL football. Okay. So, and you will have your fantasy teams. And so we're going to help you. We got college football fantasy handled by me, John Mazalis, and his team handle the NFL. And so go over there. $6 a month, 60% off right now. It's low, though. big time bang for the buck. And we want you to go over there and check that out. Also, our NBA fantasy draft guide is available at sportsethos.com. Great tools. And, me and Dr. A and Aaron Brewski and Andre Lamouche are all going to be, and others are going to be feeding a lot of content in there. Andre told me he's got betting advice for the men's Eurobasket tournament up on sportsethos.com right now. And if Andre penned it and it's about betting advice, I highly recommend you all, men and women, read that, okay? Because this dude, he's a scientist, man. He hates it when I give him on-air compliments, but I can't help it. The guy's a beast. All right. Bottom three from the previous week in the WNBA. The Liberty finally beat my Lynx. That's number one. Damn it. The Liberty finally beat my Lynx. Come on, man. Come on, man. Minnesota and New York didn't play until 2.5 months into this season. Okay, 2.5 months of the season go by, basically half the year, and they hadn't played a single time. Again, I'm going to bang on that here in a minute. Now they've played 4 games in a 3-week span. 4 games in a 3-week span. Wrapping up the regular season series Tuesday, the Lynx beat the Liberty 85-75 after 3 Lynx victories. Okay. The WNBA needs to learn a lot. First of all, let me complain about the game. I didn't like that. I don't know, man. I mean, they had to do what they had to do. But PHEE came back, I'm pretty sure, for the very next game for Minnesota. I think she returned for that next game after this one. If she's ready to come back at like that point, you know what I mean? And we're like a day or two. Like, what's the difference? Why didn't you bring PHEE back for the New York game? Let me look at this here. Minnesota. Okay, I think she missed one more game, so I'll stand down on that. All right. So another complaint. And this is like a hats off to New York, right? I really wanted the Lynx to sweep the season series and just snuff out all life, right? Maybe you're at a campsite and you had, the fire overnight, right? You want to put the fire out before you pack up and you leave. All right. So you want to like snuff out the entire fire. You don't want any little sparks, any orange, right? Any little charcoal briquettes, none of that stuff, right? You want it all stomped out. You want no signs of fire at all. Okay. So that's what I'm saying here. Like, blah, no, just intimidation, domination, all that kind of stuff. Now it's 3-1. Okay. Minnesota did pretty much dominate the regular season series, but the Liberty got that last punch. The last fight they had was won by the Liberty. And I think that can be powerful for them. Especially, and then they've obviously got a rock star team. So, that's more of like a competitive little, we just took like a little left turn down Fanboy Alley for just a second. But Liberty fans, I love y'all. I love your team. I think y'all are absolutely fantastic. Can't wait to meet y'all at the mountaintop, in a month or so in the WNBA finals. It's going to be absolutely epic. And if you guys win, I'm gonna congratulate you and be super happy for you. I just think it's the Lynx's year, and we'll see, man. But the WNBA needs to learn a lesson from this horrible scheduling tactic. Okay. And again, I'm not sure if this was by design or some coincidental thing with arenas, and it's the only time we could play the games. I don't know that. Okay. So I don't want to super bang on the WNBA because I don't know the methodology behind this. All I can tell you is that I don't like it. And I would strongly encourage them in the future to not do this again. I'm saying it nicely. I'm not banging. I'm not raising my voice. We're in a boardroom right now. We're exchanging ideas. I think I've got a really good one here. Hear me out. You spread it out. Okay. Don't clump it. Okay. Now Collier and Stewie are back right after 4 meetings in 3 weeks are over. And on the back end of that, now we get PHEE and Stewie to come back, 2 of the top 4 ladies on earth. Okay. Well played. WNBA, well played. I mean, they can't determine and foresee when players are going to get hurt, when they're going to come back. I understand that. I'm not dumb, okay? My point is, when you do it this way, you take a chance. If teams are blown up at that moment in time by injuries, then those matchups, boo, nobody cares. I do. Hardcore fans do. Casuals don't. Casuals will care if you can sell Stewie against PHEE on ESPN. They're going to make a note of that. Damn. Oh, wow. Lynx and Liberty? You will then have casuals watching that game. WNBA. I would recommend, again, if they play in the finals, no matter who wins, right? Minnesota or New York, the first game of the year needs to be Lynx and Liberty. Why wouldn't it be? The NFL gives that first Thursday night of the NFL. It's the defending champion and another badass team every year, okay? It's just, we look forward to that matchup for several months, soon as the schedule comes out. WNBA, do that. And then have another meeting before the All-Star break, okay? Then have another meeting after the All-Star break. And then have another meeting in the final week of the regular season. It's not that hard. It's not. Or if you want to actually save two matchups, here's what I would do. I might add an extra damn game between these teams, okay? But if I only got four, all right, it's the first game of the year, and then I'm probably waiting like maybe 4 or 5 weeks. Okay, bam, I'm gonna give you another one. We got to string it to the end of the year. All right, then I may either go after the All-Star break, or check this out. You go home and home with New York and Minnesota in the final week of the regular season. All right, hoping that the ladies are going to be healthy and both teams are going to be super badass and they're going to be within 1 or 2 games entering the final week of the regular season, right? And then bam, they play a home and home with like a day off in between, right? We need to rest. How about that? That's kind of cool. I like that a lot better than, and it was so random. It's like we picked this random MFing 3-week period. We're still, like 3 weeks out to the end of the year. We don't get any more Lynx and Liberty meetings. We don't. So that kind of takes some steam out of the home stretch, right? And by the way, like New York can't catch Minnesota this year, so that's a little bit different. But I don't like this. Now, ESPN, of course, is backing this strategy by the league. I was doing my prep for this, and I came across an article, and this is what ESPN wrote about the Lynx and Liberty playing 4 games in 3 weeks, which I don't like. Listen up. This is ESPN. While many might have preferred the series to be spread out during the regular season, hello, that's me. The fact that their 4 games were played so close together and nearer to the postseason gives us an idea of what another New York-Minnesota showdown might look like. Completely disagree because nobody played in these games, you dummy. It also, that's me, not the article. Back to ESPN. It also allows us to see more about where these teams stand with the playoffs, which open September 14th, less than 4 weeks away. It gives us, it allows us to see more about where these teams stand. Really, ESPN? Really? Where they stand? Minnesota's way up here. New York's been a sub-500 team without Stewie and John Quell. What the hell does that have to do with these matchups without Collier, without Stewie? You can't evaluate other than, okay, like Minnesota's better without Collier than New York is without Stewie. Cool. We were able to evaluate that. We were able to evaluate that in the non-Minnesota New York games. I just think, and of course ESPN would just kiss in the big old butt of the WNBA. I get it. It's very on brand, but annoying. So the 4-game series, my Lynx beat your Liberty 193 in Minnesota. Lynx win in New York 83-71. Lynx win in Minnesota 86-80. And then the Liberty win in New York 85-75. All right. That's some flexing right there. But New York did get the last punch, which I think is important. We move on. We're about 40 minutes in. You guys want to talk Caitlin Clark? Let's talk a little Caitlin Clark. I'll be honest. I'm working on the rundown last night, and I had 2 and 3 in my bottom 3 open. Depending on the events of last night, any new news that came out, I just kind of left it open. And I was like, is this like an all positive episode? Do I not even do 2 and 3 in my bottom 3 this week? Well, overnight, I found 2 and 3. And they're Caitlin Clark inspired. Again, I'm not, it is what it is. I just react to the news. It's my job. It's my job. I'm a yes man over here. It's my job to analyze and react to the news. And here's the news. Number 2 in my bottom 3 from the previous week in the WNBA. It is the WNBA Today here on SportsEthos with your boy, Rick Kamla. Caitlin Clark has been ruled out of Tuesday's key late-season matchup between the Fever and Storm. You're damn right about that key part, ESPN. Caitlin Clark ruled out Tuesday's game. Shocker. This is a non-story at this point. It's a non-story. Of course she's out. She's not even practicing yet. But yeah, we have a headline in an article because that's what it's all about. Caitlin Clark. I told you her name is an ATM right now. Her name is an ATM. It's not clickbait. We've gone like north of that. Her name is an ATM. Just spinning money out. You know, like the money guns where you just go boom and boom, 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 and the money flies out. That's Caitlin Clark. You just say her name. You just write her name down. You just put her name in print. Cash. Just buckets of money flying in your face. You did not need to write this story, ESPN. We know she's not playing in this game. All right, but check this out. There was some new intel, so they actually did need to write this story. But they kind of didn't because this is a non-story. Caitlin missing games right now is a non-story. Like, what do you mean it's... Dude, if you paid any attention, it's a non-story. She hasn't played since March, bro. March. Caitlin has not played actually since July 15th, okay, which is a month and a half. Feels like March. She has concurrently, been rehabbing a bone bruise on her left ankle that she suffered during a workout earlier this month. A source confirmed to ESPN. Oh, a new injury. Are you serious? We're out here hoping that Caitlin can somehow muster a game before the end of the year, before the curtain falls on the 2025 version of the Indiana Fever. It ain't happening, folks. I told you last week, this is even worse news right here. So Caitlin, I don't even understand this. A workout. What does that mean? Was she shooting, running, cutting, or was she freaking lifting weights and turned her ankle? Or walking down the damn street? What happened? Okay, she's had the groin, the hamstring, and now she has a bone bruise on her left ankle, bro. She didn't even get it while playing. She got injured during rehab, during a workout. And this is not a practice. She has not been cleared to return to practice yet. Whatever this workout was could not have been at super high intensity. Okay. It just makes me laugh, man. It makes me laugh. But then ESPN with a glimmer of hope, and angels are not singing. No, they're not. No, they're not. Not about this one. Caitlin Clark did participate in Indiana's pregame shoot-around Sunday at Minnesota. The biggest eye roll of all time. Who cares? She probably stood around and threw a couple of balls at the backboard. You know, like Philip Seymour Hoffman, and along came Paul, like, Rain Man, boom. You know, that kind of just throws the balls up there. She said shoot around. Shoot around's a joke. They go through plays and they walk through, and it's not a joke. I take it back. But her participation in that shoot around was probably a joke. Caitlin Clark is breaking down like a 38-year-old on her last legs. This is amazing. This is a joke. This is incredible. Okay. I'm this is sarcasm, but there's also some truth in this sarcasm. Did Caitlin Clark work out at all this offseason? Like at all? I mean, did she just chill and like do commercial after commercial and boardroom after boardroom and sign after sign after sign and autographs over here and appearances over here? And hey, man, I'll just get in shape during the season. Was that her tactic? Sure seems like it. And again, like there wasn't extra weight. It wasn't like, damn, Caitlin, like put the fork down. It wasn't like that. But, being skinny and fit or whatever, that doesn't mean you're ready for the rigors of the WNBA. Have you seen a lot of these ladies? Have you seen like Gabby Williams? She is rocked up. She is twisted steel, bro. Twisted fucking steel. Okay. Caitlin Clark ain't twisted steel. Not even close. Caitlin Clark needs to become twisted steel. All right. Then you are not rehabbing a bone bruise in your left ankle that you suffered during a workout. On your way back, the workout where she suffered a bone bruise happened in the month of August. She got hurt middle July. She got hurt while rehabbing to get back. It's unbelievable. She did not get hurt while playing. She got hurt while rehabbing, dude. She got hurt while rehabbing. I'm telling you, it is DEFCON 1 right now if I run the Indiana Fever. It is DEFCON 1. We're having conversations. We're having heart-to-hearts. We're having come-to-Jesuses. We're having all that. We're having summits. It's all happening. No. Bro, get in the gym, man. Lift weights. Come on. Is Caitlin Clark the worst conditioned player in the WNBA? I think it's a fair question. Who is worse conditioned than her? Conditioning rocks up your body, hardens up your body, makes your body able to withstand pretty much anything. If you're conditioned, I mean, obviously you can't cut yourself or tear an ACL, but nicks and cuts and, like you're going to be so strong that your body laughs at soft tissue injuries. No, you ain't coming to get me this year. I'm twisted steel like Gabby Williams, yo. No. How's Gabby Williams doing? She plays every minute of every game, okay? And she's got 10,000 steals this year. She's going to be Teaspoon's all-time record of steals in the season, it looks like. Teaspoon, the steal queen of the WNBA. It looks like Gabby Williams. It looks like there's a new freaking queen in town, all right? And it's Twisted Steel up in Seattle, Gabby Williams. Caitlin Clark needs to become Twisted Steel. Come on, man. You can do this. Dude, and so I'll get to what's next. You're already beyond filthy rich, okay? Pump the brakes. Get back to what got you here. I think Caitlin has not completely lost that, but it's fuzzy. What got you here needs to be the number one thing. All that other stuff needs to be 1A, B, C, D, E, and F. I believe that the playing part that got her here is now Z or J or T or something, okay? All of this other stuff has become more important, because there's more money to it. Of course, she's not getting paid anything in the WNBA. I'm on the player side with this, okay? The WNBA should pay them what they owe them, okay? Totally 1,000% with the players on that. It's gross malpractice, and it's just so wrong on so many levels. But Caitlin's probably like, why the hell would I even play in the WNBA? I don't have to. They're not paying me any money. Like, I'm making, like, what's her salary? 70 grand or something like that? Guys, at one, commercial shoot, okay? And I don't know what the dollar amount is, but she makes more, I promise you, she makes more from, like, a one-day shoot, right? All right, we're arriving, call is, 8 a.m. or what. Like, that thing, that day, however that looks, shooting a commercial for State Farm, or maybe it's over 3 days, okay? But for just one day of doing that, okay, she makes more in that one day than the entire year salary in the WNBA. I promise you that. Absolutely, positively promise you that. No question in my mind. I've been in showbiz. I never made money like that, but I know people that have made money like that. And I've heard about stuff like that and dreamed and fantasized about stuff like that. Caitlin's at that level, okay? She's making monster money off the court. Monster. Beyond her wildest dreams, okay? She's making more in one day on a photo shoot or a commercial shoot than she is her entire yearly salary in the WNBA. So, okay, like, what's the motivation here? All right, next year is so freaking critical for Caitlin Clark. Are you still the worst conditioned player in the league? Okay, did you take another offseason off of working out? And you're going to tell us, oh, with all the injuries, I had to just shut it down and stuff. Well, then you're going to get in even worse shape, and look even more like a 38-year-old next year. I mean, this is just ridiculous, man. This is ridiculous. And by the way, I played straight with all these guys and girls. I banged on Luka Doncic so freaking hard. I know you're out there going, man, you really, it's because I'm passionate about this, and I know what's right and I know what's wrong. Look. The bangage on Luka Doncic, he still has a bruise on his shin for me banging on him. He does. He's still bruised up, okay? The weight thing, not being serious, being goofy, barking at the refs your whole life, literally letting your team be shorthanded hockey style, right? 5-on-4 the other way, and he's in the backcourt bitching at a ref, right? Like, Are you serious, dude? Bucket other team, right? Because you're and then a T, and then they get another point off you. It's like unbelievable. So I banged on him ruthlessly. All right. So don't think that like Caitlin's my only target. I got lots of targets. I got lots of them. Okay. How about Coach Clueless down in Dallas? I love that guy. I got more on Caitlin Clark. Number 3 in my bottom 3 from the previous week in the WNBA. Caitlin Clark Inc. has eliminated Clark the Baller. Caitlin Clark has a new distinction on her resume. She is a Nike signature athlete. Good for her, seriously. The number 1 pick in the draft was introduced Monday as the iconic brand's new signature athlete. She will eventually have a signature sneaker. Her first signature shoe and apparel and all that will come out in 2026. She will join fellow Nike athletes Asia Wilson and Sabrina Ionescu as active WNBA players with signature sneakers. All right, side bubble here, little thing. Angel Reese has to have a signature sneaker. The way, like her style, her, you know, how do I say this? People love Angel. Like I think culturally, like she's a trendsetter, man. Like people are like watching what Angel does and then doing what Angel does, right? Like she's like an influencer. And I'm trying to say this in like the absolute nicest way possible because it's not really my world, you know what I mean? But like she's just out there doing it. Like her presence to me is like Hollywood, but not like Hollywood is in like Jimmy Butler's Mr. Hollywood. Just like she's glamorous and she's just big time, right? Angel Reese got to have a signature shoe. Just has to have one to me. Kelsey Plum is another one. How does she not have a signature shoe? What's up with that? 2-time champ. I mean, total badass, swaggy player. Come on, let's fix that. Let's get those 2 ladies a signature shoe as well. Look, before I get into my thing here, congratulations and cheers to Caitlin on this, okay? I sincerely mean that. Congratulations, okay? Hugs and kisses. It's a ton of money. Good for her and her family. It's obviously a very historic thing to get a signature shoe from Nike, okay? So good for her on all that, man. I'm not jealous. I don't begrudge. I'm happy for her, okay? There's just stuff that gets under my skin. This part isn't it. But it is weird, guys, that Caitlin Clark just continues to dominate headlines and just continues to have all of these riches pour down on her while she's currently not even doing anything. She's getting hurt while rehabbing. Like, it just hits differently, man. It would hit so much more appropriately if she was throwing up triple doubles, bombing logo threes, doing her thing, flexing and primal screams and all that kind of stuff. But because she's the Zion of the WNBA, it just hits different, man. I just wish she was playing, man. But it kind of like, going back to what I said a minute ago, it's kind of like Clark Inc. has cannibalized Clark the Baller. I mean, she does not even need to play. She doesn't. She's good, right? She has generational wealth right now. Right now. Does not need to play another game. Absolutely, positively factual. And the world's greatest gifts just keep falling into her lap, and she doesn't even have to play for it. It just hits different, man. Has she done enough to warrant a signature shoe at such a young age? She's played like 50 pro games. She did not win the Natty in college. She has the scoring record, but it's debatable, right? With the old heads having that freshman year chopped off of their stats, which is the dumbest shit ever. Why don't we change that? Why don't we just say, forget these dumbasses for chopping off, Lou Alcindor's freshman year and Pete Maravich's freshman year. What a bunch of dumbasses. Why don't we just add it back? Seems like a pretty decent idea, right? Anyway, on with our story here. This is the company Caitlin Clark is keeping. Having a signature shoe. It'll come out in 2026. So, yeah, I mean, I guess, all right, it's a 3rd year signature shoe. But during her 2nd year comes the announcement, so it's a little bit blurred. All right, so announcement during her 2nd year, and her shoe will come out in advance of, or maybe, I don't damn know, 2026. Could be year 3 for her. Michael Jordan got his first signature shoe, the Air Jordan 1 in 1984. I believe the 84 is when he was drafted. And that was for his rookie year. So rookie year, Jordan, bam, you get a shoe. LeBron James, rookie year, bam, you get a shoe. Okay. Obviously, hype is a big part of this. It is. Tons of hype with Caitlin Clark. That's why she got a shoe right now. And the hype comes from crazy talent, right? Michael Jordan, tons of hype, wins championship at college, blah, 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 bam. Rookie year, the dude. LeBron James, like, he's probably the most hyped athlete of our generation. I haven't really thought of that. I'm just off the top of my head, like the Sports Illustrated cover and just everybody watching ESPN, St. Vincent, St. Mary games. I mean, come on. Most hype guy. I feel pretty safe in saying that. If I'm wrong, sink my battleship. Bam, rookie year, you get a signature shoe. Shaquille O'Neal, huge hype guy. Bam, rookie year, you get a signature shoe. The Reebok Shaq attack. He was the first athlete to get a signature shoe from Reebok. Shaq, you the man. Thank you, Kamla. Allen Iverson received his first signature shoe, the Reebok Question, in 1996. That was for his rookie season. Kobe Bryant, second season, the Adidas KB8 back in 1997, start of his second NBA season. Kevin Garnett got his first signature shoe, the Nike Air Garnett in 1998. That was year 3 for him. Magic Johnson. This just made me mad when I looked this up. Matt, my favorite athlete of all time, one of my favorite humans of all time. I love Magic Johnson. I love him to death. I got stories about Magic. Like I've had some great interactions with him and stuff like that. I just love that man. Love him. Magic, I want you to live forever, man. First signature shoe, the Converse Triple Double, released. Are you sitting down? In 1990, 1991. What? I don't understand. Is AI duping me? I feel like AI is duping me. Although I asked AI 3 different ways this question, like changing the verbiage a little bit, and every time it came back to the same answer. Okay, I'm not a shoe guy. I'm not a sneakerhead. I have a couple of pairs of Jordans, right? Like they look cool. Okay, but I don't have rows and rows and boxes and closets and shoes everywhere. No, I'm not that guy. I'm just not that guy. I appreciate people that are that guy. I'm not that guy. So I don't know all the history of when shoes came out and the KB 17 and 13 versus the 8. I don't know all that stuff. I don't. And I never will know all that stuff. I don't care. Okay. But like you guys out there are like, oh yeah, Magic Johnson, first signature shoe, 1991. Duh. How do you not know that? Well, because I'm not a shoe guy. But how the F did Magic Johnson win 5 championships and 3 MVPs and not have a signature shoe? And he gets a signature shoe after doing all of that. He dominated the 80s. He didn't dominate the 90s. He didn't. I think he made the finals in 91. Wasn't that when they lost to the Bulls? And it started the first three-peat for the Bulls. I think that was 91. Okay? That was Magic and Jordan at the mountaintop. I knew my guy was going to get beat. Everybody saw Chicago. We're off. Man, I was like, man, I'm just happy my Lakers are here. Woo, we're in the finals again. Man, I knew what was going down. I knew what was going down with that. There was no doubt in my mind who was winning that series. I mean, that was Magic and a good team, right? That wasn't Magic and Kareem and Worthy and Scott and Rambis and Cooper. Come on, Cooper Loop. Come on, baby. 1990-91 for Magic to get a signature shoe. I mean, like, world shame on you. I'm not going to Nike, like, there are a bunch of shoe companies. Like, the whole world shame on you. How is that even possible? I still feel like AI is playing a trick on me with that. I still feel like that's not true. But anyway, it created, I don't know. Magic, you're my guy. All right, I'm going to give you the cameo of the week, and we're going to get the hell out of here. Andre is telling me that Reese has it with Reebok. Reese and just a handful of players have their own signature shoes, along with Reese, Sabrina Asia, and Breanna Stewart has her own Puma line. Oh, my God. Andre. See, Andre Lamouche is the best. ESPN, you suck. You suck. Oh, my God. You guys, okay, I just have a laugh with your boy Cam. I'm so pissed right now. Okay, here's why. ESPN.com is a huge tool for content creators like me, Andre, Dr. A, everybody. I love usually ESPN.com. I'm gonna throw this right around to the bus right now. This is bullshit, dude. All right. I'm not, because it's a lady, and so I don't want to come off like that. All right. Like it's just, I'm just going to call it ESPN here. Okay. You got to be careful. Okay. I want to be careful here, but this is absolutely awful. Where's the sentence about the only signature shoes? This is awful. Okay. Like, I trust Andre more than this author on ESPN. Caitlin Clark will join fellow Nike athletes, A'ja Wilson and Sabrina Ionescu, as active WNBA players with signature sneakers. Okay. She will join fellow Nike athletes. So is this just a Nike thing where we're just, all we're talking about is Nike? No, but then you can't write it like that, ESPN. She will join fellow Nike athletes, A'ja Wilson and Sabrina Ionescu, so far so good, as active WNBA players with signature sneakers. Okay, you left it open-ended there. That means signature sneakers. Okay, you did not say with the iconic brand, referring back to Nike, which would mean, okay, they have Clark, A'ja, and Sabrina, and it's just a Nike thing. You left it open-ended, ESPN. She will allow fellow Nike athletes, A'ja and Sabrina, as active WNBA players with signature sneakers. Okay, that leaves it open for all the other shoe brands. Hello? Give me a break. Give me a freaking break. So Andre is telling me here, the Angel Ones will now drop September 18th. Reese has been the face of Reebok basketball since the company returned to the sport 2 years ago. She's the second player in WNBA history, first in nearly 3 decades, to have a signature shoe with the brand. I love that. I'm not going to buy them, but Reebok, good for you. I like that a lot. All right. So, all right. I think we're, yeah, that's very, very annoying. Very misleading. That's some new media. That's some new media bull crap right there, dude. It is. That's very, very deceiving. Like, come on, man, get it right. Like, it's kind of a bullshit headline anyway. Like, Caitlin Clark gets a signature shoe, right? Yeah, it's a big deal, but it's not somebody made a buzzer beater or somebody popped for 40. Like, it's an off the court thing, right? It's Caitlin getting paid more, right? So, I mean, all right, it's a headline and all that, but it's like Saquon Barkley made the cover of Madden 25. I really don't care. I really don't, right? I know it's historic and it's a big deal, blah, blah, blah. Some people really, really get geeked about that. I don't really care. All right. So if you're going to have one of these sort of artificially manufactured Caitlin Clark headlines, because of course, Caitlin Clark equals ATM, well then, like, write it the right way. Okay. The signature sneaker athletes in the WNBA are not limited to Sab, A'ja, and Clark. Get it right. My God, so annoying. Literally so annoying. I mean, if I can't trust ESPN.com, then I can't trust anything that I read on the internet. Literally. ESPN is an incredibly trusted source. That's why I go there. Their standings don't have mistakes. Their stat boards don't have mistakes. Their articles typically don't have mistakes. Get it right. Do better. Cammy of the week. Baha. A'ja Wilson. Who else could it be? Let's shower some love on the Las Vegas Aces. Has Becky Hammon made it interesting for Coach of the Year, by the way? More on that thought, man. I just had a thought bubble on that. Literally just popped into my dome. Vegas won again last night. They beat the Chicago Sky. More history by Angel Reese in the defeat, by the way. A'ja Wilson had 18 points, 9 boards. I mean, that's like if you have A'ja in fantasy and it's championship week right now, or the championship round right now, you're like, damn, that's all I got. 18 and 9. Shit, man, I can't get more. I mean, like 18 and 9 is like a game from A'ja. That's how freaking awesome she is. Jackie Young had 22. Vegas won their 11th straight game. All right. They are the second team in the WNBA to clinch a playoff spot. Who would have thought 3 weeks ago or a month ago that second team to clinch a playoff spot would have easily been, easily? And then I said, would have been Phoenix. Like a month ago, you asked me, I would have said Phoenix. Vegas right now, they were at 14-14. They won 11 in a row. They are at 25-14 right now. Now they have that kick-ass record that we're used to seeing. They are tied for second place. The Vegas Aces are tied for second place. It's true. A'ja Wilson had 36 points and 13 rebounds for her 19th double-double of the season. That's when Vegas won their 10th in a row in a victory over the Washington Mystics. So I just want to run through the A'ja games here, last 7 games. It's been, let's see here. The game last night, the 18-9, 36-13, 19-13, 32-12, 34-8, 30-16, 17-16, 32-20. Tons of defensive goodies throughout that. She had a 5-block game as one of those. So shout out to A'ja Wilson. A'ja, we love you. And keep doing your thing, man. We're just big fans out here. Love the different hair colors and all that kind of stuff. She pulls the, what do they call it? Like the short thing up. It's just a cool look. It's just the A'ja look, right? Angel Reese does it. Many others do it. She's just, A'ja, you're it, man. You're cool. Badass player. I'm a huge fan. All right. Will A'ja win another scoring title? All right. Napheesa Collier's at 23-9. Wilson probably took a hit. I had her at 23-2, but that was before last night's game. Let's see what the correction is here. She dropped 1/10 with that 18-point game. So she's at 23.1 right now. PHEE is at 23.9. 0.8 of a point per game separate the two. I mean, they're both at 23, dot with another number on it, but the 0.8, I don't think Wilson's going to be able to make this up. She's going to have to go gargantuan, dude. She's going to have to go nothing but 30s the rest of the way, and then she might get it. Think about it. This is not like the 82-game run in the NBA. This is a 44-game run, so you can more wildly change your scoring average really late in the year with a monster game than you can in the NBA. But the answer is no. I think PHEE, because PHEE's back now. She had 32 in her return. So she ain't like trying to give this up here. And it's not like she's just going to go 17, 18, 19, 16, 15, 20, 21, 18 the rest of the way. She's going to be cooking it at eye level too. All right, dudes. Hey, I do have, let me see here what time. All right, I'm going to get out of here. I really, really appreciate you guys for watching the Sports Ethos WNBA Today with your boy, Rick Kamla. One more reminder here, guys. Go to sportsethos.com. Our NBA fantasy draft guide is out right now. It's early. Tools out there for you. Get cracking, okay? The fantasy basketball season is right around the corner. Our NFL draft guide, fantasy football, college football fantasy, it's out there. $6 a month, 60% off right now. Please download our app onto your phone. It's completely free for you. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel and our podcast feed. All right, the Sports Ethos WNBA Today with Rick Kamla. We really appreciate that. Retweet this on your timelines. We would appreciate you. I will be back next Tuesday at 11 a.m. And with the Sports Ethos WNBA Today with Rick Kamla. Good luck in your fantasy championship rounds. I know a lot of you are banging head-to-head with your friends right now and trying to win these chips. I hope you get them. It's a long haul, okay? And make a note to look at your teams every day. It's the championship round. No sleeping, because if you miss out on one 20-point streamer, you may lose your matchup by 13 and be like, damn, that Tuesday night I didn't make moves, came back to haunt me. Don't do that. Stay on it every day, and you'll be happy. And I'll be back next week. And we're like 2 weeks out from reveling in victory here, but hopefully we've got some championship stories to tell. Big shout out to Andre Lemouche for all the great work that he does, and all of you for watching. I am Rick Kamla, and we will see you soon.